Hi, Psych2Goers. Have you ever wondered what your learning style is? This quiz can help determine your preferred learning style. There's no right or wrong answer, and it's not a test of knowledge. But before we begin, remember that this quiz is just for fun, so please don't take it too seriously or as professional advice. There'll be 10 questions. Record the letter you pick every time. If you can't pick between two answers, choose which resonates with you the most. Let's begin. Number 1. What's your favorite type of book? A book with ample amounts of pictures to set the scene. B, an easy to follow audiobook. C, an engrossing novel with descriptive settings. Or D, I prefer crosswords and drawing books mostly. Number 2, how do you learn best in school? A slideshow presentation with more visuals than words. B, a seminar with a gripping speaker. C, a traditional classroom setup presenting detailed information. Or D, a hands-on workshop. Number 3, what's your favorite form of entertainment? A, watching forms of media like videos and movies. B, listening to new music. C, reading an article on an interesting subject. Or D, experimenting with new recipes, hiking, or yoga. Number 4, when you study for a test, how do you prepare the day before? A, I study and memorize the pictures and graphs best. B, I verbally say my notes to retain information. C, I reread my notes to keep them in memory. Or D, I trace the letters in real life. Number 5, when you hear the word dog, what comes to mind? A, I picture a dog playing around. B, I hear a dog barking. C, I visualize the word dog in my head. Or D, I imagine myself petting the dog. Number 6, how do you learn how something works? A, I look at pictures and videos on how to do it. B, I listen to instructional videos online or from a nearby expert. C, I read the instructional manual from start to finish. Or D, I tinker around with the item until I find out how it works. Number 7, what do you enjoy the most? A, theories and concepts presented with rich visuals. B, seminars where lots of people speak and share insights. C, reading articles that are interesting to learn. Or D, practice and activities with hands-on experiences. Number 8, what distracts you the most when studying? A, seeing people shifting and sudden movement nearby. B, random noises from outside the room. C, an idea in your head irrelevant to your studies. Or D, wanting to stretch and go for a walk. Number 9, when in a new place, how do you find your way around? A, I memorize the route based on landmarks I've seen. B, I rely on what pedestrians tell me. C, I immediately try to find a map or directions to scope out the area. Or D, I try to piece together a map of the areas I find myself in. And number 10, what's your favorite class? A, art class. B, music class. C, literature class. Or D, gym class. Okay, all tallied up? Here is your learning style according to the letter that appears the most. If A appears the most, you are a visual learner. A visual learner is someone who uses visual imagery to process and absorb information. They're the epitome of the trope, to see is to believe. Visual learners retain information best when they're depicted in a form of a graphic, such as arrows, charts, diagrams, and symbols. If B appears the most, you're an auditory learner. Auditory learners are those who prefer listening to information presented to them using verbal interaction. Auditory learners easily remember things that have been said to them because they learn through auditory cues. They tend to excel in group settings where verbal communication is the norm. They also enjoy reading out loud. If C appears the most, you're a reading and writing learner. Reading and writing learners are those who learn best through, you guessed it, reading and writing. They derive most of their information from written words, and rely on reading to retain the information presented to them. They may have difficulty remembering things if there are no words involved, but they frequently make use of the information given to them that they can write down. They love taking notes to remember things. And if D appeared the most, you're a kinesthetic learner. Kinesthetic learners learn best if they play an active and physical role in the learning process. Kinesthetic learners are known for the physical and tactile emphasis they put into learning, usually engaging their senses to learn. They experiment with things with their hands and senses before storing the information in their memory. While they may not be the most adept in absorbing information in a seated lecture, they truly excel when doing physical activities like riding a bike, gardening, or assembling things from scratch. So, what's your learning style? Did you relate to any of the learning styles above? Let us know in the comments below. As a final word, it's important to know that there's no optimal learning style. Everyone learns things differently. A Journal of Educational Psychology led by Beth Rogowski paper actually found no relationship between the study subject's learning style preference and their performance on reading or listening comprehension tests. While it would be nice to think that matching a student's preferred learning style with a complementary teaching method would do students good, it's ultimately up to you how you absorb and discern information with the habits you've already formed. That's all for now, Psych2Goers. See you next time.